When your child finally zips their own jacket for the first time, you probably smile and say, "Good job." But here's what to say instead. You kept trying even when the zipper got stuck. You figured it out. Notice the difference. One teaches your child to look at you for approval. The other teaches them to trust themselves. And that one shift, from evaluating the person to noticing the process, is how you build a child who believes in themselves even when things get hard. Today, I'm breaking down exactly why good job slowly erases confidence and giving you 3 simple switches you can use in any situation. To understand why these switches work, let me show you what's actually happening in your child's brain when you praise them. Now, I know what you're thinking. Good job is harmless. It's positive. Everyone says it. But here's what's actually happening. Watch your child the next time they finish something. Notice what they do immediately after. They look at you, not at what they created, at you, searching your face for approval, waiting for you to tell them if it was good enough. Now, it's normal for them to want to share a moment with you, but when they check your face for a verdict before they even feel their own pride, that's the trap. Because good job teaches your child to ask, "Did I do it right? Am I good enough?" Not, "Do I like what I made? Am I proud of this?" You're accidentally creating a child who needs your permission to feel proud, who measures their worth by your reaction. And if that pattern continues, here's where it leads. A child who won't try out for the team because they might not make it. A teenager who doesn't raise their hand in class because they might be wrong. An adult who stays in a job they hate because changing careers feels too risky. All because of 2 words you said when they were 3. But you can change that pattern starting today. Here's why this happens. So here's what developmental neuroscience shows us about your child's brain. Every time your child accomplishes something and you immediately praise them, their brain releases dopamine, that feel-good chemical that signals, "This is rewarding." But here's the crucial part. Dopamine teaches the brain, do that again to get the reward. And right now, the reward isn't the accomplishment. The reward is your approval. Over time, their brain learns, the reward isn't the thing I did, the reward is making my parents smile. This creates extrinsic motivation. They're driven by external rewards, your praise, your evaluation. And it crowds out intrinsic motivation, the internal drive to do something because it feels meaningful or challenging to them. When that happens, your child starts to avoid challenges. Because if they might fail, they might lose your approval. And losing your approval feels like losing their worth. But here's the good news. The praise we think is harmless is actually shaping how they see themselves, and we can reshape it. Here's your framework, the 3 switches. 3 simple shifts that work in any situation. Let me show you. Switch 1, notice specifics. Here's what that means. Instead of "good job," describe exactly what you see. You stacked every block so carefully, and you put the biggest ones on the bottom. You used 3 different colors in your drawing. You remembered to put your shoes by the door. This shows your child you're paying attention, really paying attention, and it helps them notice their own actions. That awareness builds self-trust. Switch 2, name the effort. Here's how you do that. Point out what they did, not what they are. I saw you kept trying even when it got tricky. You thought about that problem for a while before you figured it out. You didn't give up when the first way didn't work. This teaches your child that their effort matters just as much as, or more than, the outcome. That persistence is valuable. That struggling is part of learning, not a sign of failure. Switch 3, return ownership. This one's the most powerful. Instead of telling them how you feel about their work, ask them how they feel. How do you feel about what you built? Are you happy with how that turned out? What was your favorite part? This is the most important switch, because this is where you hand the power back to your child. You're saying your opinion about your work matters more than mine, and here's how you know it's working. If your child doesn't need your praise to stay proud, if they can look at their work and feel satisfied without checking your face first, you nailed it. Now, let me show you what this looks like in real situations. When they accomplish something new, your 3-year-old uses the potty for the first time. Don't say, "Good job." Say, "You listened to your body and made it to the potty." That took focus. Then ask, "How does that feel?" When they show initiative, your 5-year-old brushes their teeth without being reminded. Don't say, "Good boy." Say, "You remembered on your own. You didn't need me to tell you." When they help out, your child helps you set the table. Don't say, "You're such a good helper." Say, "You put a fork at every seat. You noticed what needed to be done." Then ask, "Do you like how the table looks?" When they share, your child decides to share a toy with their friend. Don't say, "Good sharing." Say, You saw your friend wanted a turn and you handed it to them. Look how happy that made him. When they struggle, now here's a tricky one. Your child works on a puzzle for 10 minutes and can't get it. They're frustrated. Don't say, "That's okay. Good try." Say, "You stayed with that puzzle even when it was hard. Your brain was working the whole time. Do you want to take a break and come back to it or try a different strategy?" See the difference? You're not rescuing them from the discomfort. You're not praising them to make them feel better. You're reflecting what you see and trusting them to assess their own experience. Remember that moment at the beginning when your child looks at you instead of their work? Switch 3, asking how they feel. This is what breaks that pattern. That's how confidence is built. Not through your approval, through their growing trust in themselves. Now, if you're wondering whether these 3 switches really make a difference, here's the research that backs this up. Psychologist Carol Dweck ran a landmark study that demonstrates exactly why this approach works. She gave children a series of logic problems, then praised half for being smart and half for working hard. Next, she offered them a choice, an easy problem or a challenging one. The kids praised for being smart. The majority of them chose easy. They wanted to protect that smart identity. But the kids praised for effort. 90% chose the challenge. They weren't afraid to struggle. 2 types of praise, 2 completely different mindsets. When you praise the person, "You're so smart, good job," you create a fixed mindset. The child believes their abilities are fixed. Failure means they don't have those abilities. That's terrifying, so they avoid challenges. When you praise the process, the effort, the strategy, the persistence, you create a growth mindset. Failure becomes information, not identity. That's what we're building with these 3 switches. A child who seeks challenges instead of avoiding them. Now, let me prepare you for 2 situations you'll definitely face. Situation 1, your child asks directly, "Do you like it? Is it good?" This will happen, especially at first, because they've been conditioned to seek your evaluation. Here's what to do. Validate the connection first, then pivot. "I love that you showed me, but I'm curious. What do you think about it?" Or, "Tell me about this part. What were you trying to do here?" You're gently redirecting them back to their own judgment. And over time, they'll stop needing to ask. Situation 2, you're worried you're removing praise entirely. I get it. This might feel like you're withholding your pride or your love, or that you have to act like a robot, or that your child will think you don't care anymore. But here's the truth. Encouragement helps, noticing effort helps, showing interest helps, evaluation harms, and remember, you can still smile, you can still high-five, and you can still be excited. But there's a difference between "I see how hard you worked and you did a good job." One empowers, the other judges. You're not removing your pride, you're guiding your child toward their own pride, toward a confidence that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval. That's the gift. So, here's what I want you to imagine. 6 months from now, your child faces a challenge. Maybe it's a difficult puzzle, maybe it's learning to ride a bike. Maybe it's a math problem that doesn't make sense the first time, and instead of giving up or looking to you for reassurance, they lean in. They try a different approach, they stay curious, they stay engaged, not because they're trying to earn your praise, but because they're interested, because they trust themselves to figure it out. And when they finally succeed, they turn the bike around with a huge grin, because they're proud, not because you are. That's the child you're building when you notice specifics, name the effort, and return ownership. A child who chooses challenges instead of avoiding them, who measures their worth by their effort, not by perfection. Who knows that your love isn't conditional on their performance? Because here's the thing. Your child is going to face so many moments in life when you're not there. When they have to make decisions, navigate failure, believe in themselves when it's hard, and the voice they hear in their head in those moments, that voice is being shaped right now by what you say today. So, starting today, instead of "good job," give them the gift of self-trust. Notice the specifics. Name the effort, return the ownership. That's how you build true confidence, the kind that lasts. Now, here's where things get tricky, because "good job" isn't the only phrase that accidentally undermines your child's resilience. There are 7 everyday phrases that most parents use without realizing they're creating fragility instead of strength. I break down all 7 in this video. Click to watch it now.